So rewinding back to the beginning, I'm going to start off by moisturizing my skin. I am using the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Jar, and I am using it also as a primer because it's thick in consistency, so it is absorbed very quickly into the skin. And then I also like to apply their Bye Bye Under Eye Cream because it makes a world of a difference when I'm applying my concealer. It just makes everything smoother. To correct the under eyes, I'm going to begin using the Master Camo in the tone Apricot, and I'll be applying it right on the under eye area where I have the area the most dark. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Vibrancy foundation from Josie Moran, and I'm going to be first applying it with my fingers and then blending that with my beauty blender. To conceal and highlight the under eyes and center of my face, I'll be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in medium. I like to apply a couple of dots underneath my eyes, center of the forehead, bridge of the nose, chin, you guys know the drill. Yeah, it's looking a little crazy. And I like to come in with my fingers first to blend it so that I can retain the amazing coverage that this concealer has. And then if you want, you can use the beauty blender, but it does remove a little bit too much for my taste. You guys know that I have a lot of darkness underneath my eyes, so I need the high coverage. But I do like to go in with the beauty blender after I feel that it's blended and melted into the skin, just so that I can blend the concealer with the foundation and we have no harsh edges. To set the concealer in place, I'm going to be using Patrick Star and MAC setting powder, and I like to apply that on a tapping motion using my damped beauty blender, and I'm also kind of like creating the contour around my nose with the powder as well. Now the boring stuff, I'm going to be prepping my eyes for the eyeshadow using MAC's Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. And for today's look, I'm finally trying for the first time on camera the Lunar Beauty Life's a Drag by Manny MUA. And look at the color selection, you guys. I love the fact that he mixed neutrals and colors, like pop of colors together. Obsessed. And trying first Sickening, I'm applying that with a blending brush all over the upper crease as my first transitional shade. It wasn't really necessary, but I wanted to show you guys as many shadows as possible in the look. So windshield swiper motion, you know the drill. And next, we're going to be using Cake Face, which is a matte white, super pigmented, and we're going to be applying that right on the brow bone. I don't typically go for white here. This is a bit too light for my taste, but it looks nice. It gives you a lot of brightness. Just make sure that you blend that round like I did here so that you don't have any harsh lines there. And a little bit of the white went to my brows, so I am using this opportunity to set my brows using my brow gel from NYX in brown. And next, I had no clue what other color to pick, but I decided to go for Kiki or Kai Kai. I'm confused now with the song. I don't even know how you pronounce this one, but Kiki, do you love me? Just kidding, I can't sing. But we are applying this one right on the crease as a nice transition because this shadow, it's not super pigmented. It's just like a wash of turquoise, but it does work beautifully as a nice transition. So I'm applying that from inner to outer crease in a windshield swiper motion and a little bit on the outer V. Next, we're going in with Fishy, which is super highly pigmented, and we're first packing that on the outer V, and then I'm lightly bringing it into the crease. Later on, you're going to see that I decide to bring it all the way in, but for right now, we're keeping it here, just on the outer V. And of course, do not forget to blend around the edges. I also decided to bring it to the lower lash line, like up until the center only, like the outer part of the lash line, keeping it very smoky, very blown out. And to clean around and make sure that everything looks nice and sharp, I decided to bake and use my sponge with the translucent powder. So I'm just applying it and making that edge very sharp. Next, I'm coming in with Pageant Queen, which in my opinion is the most pigmented shadow on the palette from the ones that I have tried so far. And I apply that purposely using a fluffy brush just in the center of the lid. The reason why I use a fluffy brush is because I wanted to make it easier for me to blend it with the blue. So I use one side for the blue and one side for the purple. And to blend the blue and the purple, I switch sides of the brushes like back and forth, and of course blend around the edges. Next, I use Campy, and yes, I'm making faces because I had no clue what I was doing. I just wanted to use as many shadows as possible so that you guys can see them in action. So here I apply Campy on the upper crease and also on the lower lash line, so from beginning to end, windshield swiper motion, and on the lower lash line very smoked out, beginning to end, back and forth, and you already know the drill. And just because I wanted to see the potential that Campy had, I decided to pack it on the inner corners of the eyes with the packing side of the brush, so the flat side. And you do have to go in a couple of times to make it nice and intense, but it can get there, so be patient, pack it a couple of times and you'll be good to go. With the same brush, I'm going to be bringing it down to the inner part of the lower lash line so that it's a little bit more intense than the first application. And taking Pageant Queen, we're going to get really close to the lower lash line. To brighten things a little bit more, I'm going to be taking my Prism palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills and using Lucid. I'm going to be applying that on the inner corners of the eyes and also right over Campy. Next, I'm going to follow by lining my eyes with a black eyeliner. Very simple, from inner corner to outer corner, no wing. Just a nice base for your lashes, which by the way, after a few coats of mascara, I will be applying my Queen Bee from Coco Lashes, and I will be doing that off camera. Next, I'm going to be lining my waterline using this blue liner from LA Girl. I cannot recall the name of it, but I know it's like an aqua blue liner and it looks gorgeous with this look. And then here I decided to go back in with Fishy and just go from inner to outer crease, just like intensifying that a little bit more. On the lips, I'm using Nude from ColourPop. I think that's the name, Nude. It's one of their nudes. And then Mid from MAC right in the center. Finally, adding some color to my face, I'm going to be using my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette to contour the face, the cheekbones, the forehead. You guys know the drill. And then for the nose, I actually have been enjoying my NARS Laguna bronzer. I feel that it's like the right in between shade, like not too cool, not too warm. Couldn't find that word to contour the nose. And then I'm using the banana shade or the banana powder from Too Faced and Candy Gentle just to brighten up the under eye area and remove the bake. And I did my hair off camera. And then for our final step, we're going to be highlighting, which is a must for me. For today's highlight, I'm going to be using the Amrezy and Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter. So just popping that on the highest points of your face. I'm using it on the cheekbones, bridge of the nose, Cupid's bow. You decide any area where you want to glow, and just set everything in place with a setting spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter. And we're all set. This is the final result. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell, and I see you next time. Besos. Bye-bye.